Welcome to my channel, All for Health with Jane. Family, we are still on the Senzo Meyiwa trial, a trial within a trial. On this video, we are watching and listening to Muzi Sibiya. Muzi Sibiya is on a witness stand. He is testifying, telling the court about what happened on the day he was arrested, when he took confession, what led to that, until present. So family, let's watch and listen. I don't want this video to be long because already the clip that I have attached here is very long. So let's watch and listen.
They were assaulting you. What do you mean by that?
Uma uthi babekushaya usho ukuthini ngaloko?
Babe abayima bengifaka iplastic abanye babe ngikhahlele.
When the others were placing or putting the plastic over me, the others were kicking me.
Okay. So how long did it take that assault, or for how long? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, how long?
Ukushaywa lokho kwathatha isikhathi esingakanani? Sithetha ngemizuzu emihlanu, imizuzu eyishumi, isikhathi esingakanani?
Noma ngasasikhumbula isikhathi sesingana kodwa kwangeke kuze kube imizuzu emihlanu kwaba ngaphezulu kakhulu. Mhlawumbe ma hour 30 minutes mhlawumbe noma 30 minutes kuphela.
Although I'm unable to remember the time, but it was not 5 minutes, it was more than that, an hour, 30 minutes, or only just 30 minutes.
Were there any visible injuries?
Ingaba ke
sustained?
nanjengoba wawushayiweke khona ke okwabonakala ukulimala, bonakala ukuthi la ulimeleke ngenxa yokushaywa lokho.
Kwa ezandleni ngangilimele kakhulu nasemzimbeni kwakunokuvuvukala.
My hands were badly injured, as well as my body was swollen.
Then what happened after the assault?
Musuqediweke ukushaywa kwasekwenzekani?
Mabe ngishaya bathi basazobiza umuntu obatshenela olulwazi lokuthi mina ngabulala uSenzo.
As they were assaulting me, they informed me that they were still going to call the person who had this information that I killed Senzo.
Okay. Was that person called?
Wabizwa yini loyo muntu loyo?
Bambiza.
Yes, they called the person.
Did you see that person?
Wambona?
Yebo ngambona.
Yes, I did.
All right, what happened thereafter?
Kwasekwenzekani ke emuva
When they
kwalokho?
called, immediately after they called that person?
Emuva kokuthi umuntu sebembizileke kwasekwenzekani?
Bangisusa la ebebe ngishaya khona bangisa kwelinye office la engifice khona kukhona abanye abantu babehleli.
They then
lo abathi uye othe mina ngabulala uSenzo.
They removed me from where they were assaulting me and took me to another office where I found other people seated, as well as the person that they alleged gave them the information that I had killed Senzo.
How many people were there in that office?
Kwakuwabantu abangaki ababelapho kulelo office lelo?
Noma ngasakhumbula isibalo sabo kodwa amagama abo abanye ngabakhumbula amagama abo.
Although I'm unable to remember the number, but some of them's names I can remember.
Can you please place those names on the
Awasho ke
record?
lawo magama lawo.
Kwaku uZungu.
Zungu.
Zongo, was he a police officer?
Ayiphoyisa.
Yebo bathu ipolice.
Yes, they alleged that he's a police officer.
The other one?
Omunye,
Bathu Sibiya.
they call him Sibiya.
Yes.
Yebo.
Others, if there are any?
Abanye
Bathi uLishabanga.
Lishabane.
Is there anyone else?
Khona omunye
uMakhubu.
Makhubo. Awukho.
Sorry?
Okay. No, it says Makhubo.
Makhubo. All right. So, when you entered that office and found those people,
He
what
seems to want
happened?
to see better.
Kube uBaloyi
And then Baloyi
noMdawu.
and Mudau.
Oh, sorry for that. Is that all?
na amanye yiwe engasawakhumbuli because nalaba ngabathola emva kwesikhathi ukuthi obani amagama abo.
The others are the ones that I cannot remember or recall because even these ones I only managed to get their names afterwards.
Okay. Tell us what happened in that office.
Kuleli ke manje ihhovisi leli nalabantu oqeda ubasho manje kwase kwenzekani kulona.
Baphinde nakhona bangibuza imibuzo ukuthi ngazi ngokufa kukaSenzo sebehlele ematafuleni.
Again, I was asked as to what it is that I knew about Senzo's death, and now at that stage they were now seated on tables.
Yes.
Ngabatshena ukuthi angazi lutho.
I informed them that I knew nothing.
Then what happened thereafter?
Kwase kwenzekani emuva kwalokho?
Ngicabanga ukuthi mangikhuluma nabo bagcina bekukholwa engushoyo ukuthi angazi lutho ngokufa kukaSenzo.
I think that they ended up believing what I said, that I knew nothing about Senzo's death.
Okay. What makes you to believe that they believe what you told them about the death of Senzo?
Yini ekwenza ukuthi ke ukholweke nokuthi ke base bekukholwa ke ukuthi lokhu okushoyo noma impendulo abanikeza yona iyiqiniso? Yini ekwenza ukuthi ucabange kanjalo?
Omunye washo wathi hayi lo muntu lo akazi lutho umtetelena hamba.
One of them said that this person knows nothing. Let this person go.
Who was that person? Do you remember?
Kwakubani loyo?
Umakhu.
Makubo.
Makubo, is he a police officer?
Uyiphoyisa uMakubo.
Washo kanjalo.
That's how he said. Just listen. Just listen, Makubo. Yeah, that's how he said.
With the leave of the court, my lord, may I request this evidence to be provisionally admitted, subject to securing the evidence of Mr. Makubo? Because he's the one who said he must be released.
Why do you want it to be provisionally
Because it amounts to
admitted?
It amounts to hearsay if it is said by this witness or accused number 1.
So are you going to call Makub?
I think I have to converse with the state if Mr. Makubo is the state witness, or I'm not sure on the list of
The
witnesses.
state is no longer involved in the trial within a trial.
Yes.
They've led their evidence, they've closed their case. The law says it is now your turn either to countervail that evidence, rebut that evidence, close your case, call witnesses if you want to, as you have called this gentleman.
Thank you, my lord. My lord, I will secure the appearance of Mr. Makubo too.
Yeah, but this evidence is not provisionally admitted, okay?
Court pleases, my lord.
We have heard of Section 3
Yes, my lord.
of the
Law of Evidence.
Evidence Act 45 of 1988.
Yes.
Right.
Court
So
pleases.
it's because of that act that it is not admitted.
Court pleases.
Okay.
Immediately after Mr. Makubo said you can be released, what happened there?
Eseshilo ke uMakhubo ukuthi abadedele kwase kwenzekani?
So uMakhubu uye wahamba waphuma laba mabekufanele behambe bengisendlini abangisanga endlini bangithatha bangise police station.
At some point, Makubo left. He went out of the office. Now the others, as they were now supposed to take me home, they didn't, but they took me to the police station.
Which police station was that?
Yiphi police station?
Tembisa police station.
Tembisa police station.
The reason for taking you to police station, what was it?
Isizathu sokuthi ke bakuse police station kwakuyini?
Angibazi ukuthi izathu sabo kwakuyini.
I don't know.
Bafike bayenza bafike bathi bayangicharge lapha.
I don't know as to what their reason was, but what they did upon arrival there was to charge me.
They charge you with what, sir?
Ngani becharge ngani?
Bathi bangicharge ngama drugs.
For drugs.
Okay. So, what day of the week was that? Was it on Saturday, Friday, Sunday?
Sikhuluma ngaliphi ilanga lana kwakuMgqibelo kwakuLwesihlanu kwakuyisonto sikhuluma ngaliphi usuku
Angisakhumbula usuku noma kwakulesine noma kwakunini mara kwakuzi19.
I can't remember
March.
the day as to whether it was a Thursday or when, but it was on the 19th. 19th March.
Okay. Were you taken to court?
Ingabe wahanjiswa yini kusiwe enkantolo?
Angiswanga enkantolo.
I wasn't taken to court.
But after you were charged with the allegations of being in possession of drugs, were you ultimately taken to court?
Emuva kokuthi sebekuchargileke manje bekuchargela wona ke ama drugs nanjengoba ushilo ingabe ke emuva kwalokho sebekuchargile waya yini wayobingelela imanje enkantolo?
Angazange ibingelele imanje.
No, I never attended court.
Was the matter not placed on the roll?
Ingabe icala leli alizange yini lifakwe kuhla kwamacala ukuthi ke avele phambi kwenkantolo?
Lapha akaze ngisithole isizathu kwavele nje kwathiwa angiphume ngihambe ngekhaya.
I was never furnished with a reason. I was only informed that I can go home.
Okay. Now, from then until the 30th of May, that's the second time you were arrested on the allegations of on the strength of the J50. That was the second time. And that was the second time when they alleged that you made a confession or an admission to the knowledge about the death of Senzo Meyiwa.
Ukusuka manje ngaleso sikhathi ke kwaze kwayoshaya ke manje i30 zika May kunyaka olandelayo ngazo ngokunyaka ka2020 kwakuseke manje sekuwesibili ke manje sebephinda bekubophela zona lecala noma ngayo iJ50 lena bekubophela futhi ke insolo lezi zokubulawa kwakho Senzo bethi futhi ke ila owavuma khona wena.
Yebo babe ngibophe kwesibili kusekatona.
Yes my lord, they were arresting me for the second time.
Okay. Can you please tell the court about the way you were arrested on the 30th of May, by who?
Awutshele lenkantolo ke indlela owaboshwa ngayo ngalelo langa lelo lange-30 zika May 2020 futhi uboshwa ubani?
Nge-30 kaMay kwakusemini sihlalele nje kwelinye ijalidi namanye amajidi.
On the 30th of May, it was during the course of the day. We were just sitting there with other gentlemen in a certain house or certain premises.
Yes.
Simile emdongweni wejalidi ngaphakathi.
We were standing inside the premises against the wall.
Yes.
Kwavela amaphoyisa amaningi ayephethe ibhame enkulu asikhomba ngazo.
A lot of police officers appeared. They were carrying rifles that they pointed us with.
Yes.
Masikhomba ngebhame enkulu ezakithi bangumsindo ethi lala phansi fuse kulala phansi.
As they were pointing us with these firearms, approaching us, they were then dishing out instructions or orders, lie down, lie down. The witness even used the word, "Futsek, lie down, lie down."
Yes.
Ngokwethuka nalisethuka kakhulu salala phansi.
As a result of a shock, because we were shocked, we lay down.
Then?
Sathi salele phansi kanjalo kwakufika elinye la sibuza amagama one by one.
As we were now laying down, one of the police officers came to us and asked each one of us individually who our names were.
Before you proceed, how many were you?
Nani bangaki wena nalamajita la uthona nihlezi nawo?
Sasibathathu.
3 of us.
Proceed then.
Ngaqhubeka.
Masilele phansi masibuza amagama babuza nami ukuthi ubani igama lami ngabatshena mina igama lami ukuthi ubani.
As they were asking us, or as he was asking us individually, he also asked me, and I told him who my name was.
Yes.
bangibuza ukuthi ngiphuma kuphi emakhaya.
They asked me where I originate from.
Yes.
Ngabatshela ukuthi ngisuka emahlabathini.
I informed them that I'm originally from Emahlabathini.
Proceed.
Eli one laselingidonsa izandla libuyisa ngemuva laselingifaka ama-handcuff.
One of them then pulled my hands and take them to the back and then placed handcuffs on me.
Yes.
Laselingibamba ngawo ama-handcuff izandla ziphakathi kwama-handcuffs labamba ama-handcuff la ngiphakamisa ngawo.
Then held me, that is now held, as my hands were tied together using the handcuffs, held the handcuffs and picked me up.
Yes.
Mangiqeda ukusukuma base beyangisesha bathatha amafoni ami ayi2 eSamsung nenye encane iBobo.
And as I stood up, I was then searched, and then 2 of my cell phones were taken, a Samsung as well as a smaller phone.
Yes.
Baphinde bathi ngilale phansi.
I was again ordered to lie down.
Proceed.
Base betha kusukumela amajita ayi2 engakinawo.
Then the 2 gentlemen, the 2 gentlemen in whose company I was were ordered to get up.
Proceed.
Mayisukuma lamajita angazi ke wona ukuthi bawenze njani bawasesha noma cha angazi.
When they got up, that is now the 2 guys, I don't know what happened to them, whether they were searched or not.
Before you proceed, these police officers, when you saw them, were they traveling with motor vehicles? Were they walking towards you?
Inkathi ke lamaphoyisa lana niwabona ezakini, niwabona ehamba ngeimoto noma niwabona ehamba ngeenyawo ezakini?
Ayihamba ngenyawo.
They were walking.
There were no vehicles that were in the vicinity.
Zazingekho imoto ezazikhona lapho.
Shuthi ngoba sasimile lapha ya ikhona iGolf 7 eyafike yama opposite negate mali ngale kwestrad.
As we were standing there is a Golf 7 that came there and parked opposite the gate, but on the other side of the street.
Okay. Then what? Who were the passengers on in that Golf 7? Do you know?
Kwakuwobani ababegibele lapho kuleyo Golf 7 ingabe uyazi yini?
Lesikhathi ngiqala ukubabona ngangazi ngigcine sengazi ukuthi uthi obani.
At first I didn't know who they were, but eventually I ended up knowing.
Can you tell the court who they are?
Ungayitshela inkantolo ukuthi bawobani?
Yeah.
Yes.
Please proceed.
Kwaku umhola,
Mkhola,
kumabhena,
Mabhena,
kuncamane,
Nca,
ngamane.
Mane.
All right. Just a second. At what stage did you know their names?
Amagama aboke uwaze nini noma ngasiphi isikhathi?
Ngiwaze lokhu makulokhu kuqhubeka isikhathi sebenesikhathi bengibophile.
As time went on, after some time having arrested me.
All right. Now, remember you were testifying when you said you last said the 2 gentlemen that were ordered to lie down were ordered to stand, and you don't know whether they were searched or not. What happened thereafter?
Ushiloke ukuthi ne kunalenkathi la khona ke bese bethe kuwena ke lala phansi kwesibili futhi kwase kuthiwa kulabo ababili ke babe wawunabo abasukume nabo. Washo ukuthi awazi ukuthi baseshwa noma baseshwanga yini. Emuva kwalokho kwase kwenzekani?
Liye laphinda iphoyisa laphinde langibamba ngazo futhi ama-handcuff langiphakamisa futhi isibili.
The police officer then for the second time held me by the handcuffs and picked me up.
Do you know who was that police officer?
Uyazi ukuthi kwakubani lelo phoyisa lelo?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who was it?
Kwakubani?
Mnareng.
Munareng.
So after then, Munareng lifted you up, what happened after?
Emuva kokuthi ke esephakathi kwesibili kwasekwenzekani.
ngoba nakhona bayizongiphakamisa ngangakamazi ukuthi imnareng lo.
At the time when it was about, when he picked me up, I didn't know that he was Munareng or it was Munareng.
Ngimaze emva kwesikhathi ukuthi umnareng lo.
I got to know after some time that it was Munareng.
Mayeqeda ukungiphakamisa umnareng uye kwavela omunye umlungu. Ibhuna angikwazi umhlukanisa ukuthi uyini.
After some time, Munareng had picked me up. Then a certain white person, I cannot say whether it is an Englishman or an African-speaking man, but it was a white person that appeared.
Yes.
Wangishutha ithombe nge-cellphone.
And then took pictures of me using a cell phone.
Yes.
So emva kwalapho mayeqeda ukungishutha base bengibamba ngawo ama handcuff bangisa kule golf 7 ebomvu.
After that, my lord, after having taken pictures of me, I was then taken to that red Golf 7.
Before we get into the Gold 7, the red Gold 7, second time you are picked up or lifted up by Mr. Nareng, were there any rights that were explained to you or the reasons why you were under arrest?
Ngaphambilini kokuthi ke manje bakuthatheke uye kule Golf 7 ebomvu, manje usuphakanyiswa ke manje okwesibili uyena uMunareng. Ngaleso sikhathi leso akhona yini amalungelo owawatshelwa noma imbangela noma izathu sokuboshwa kwakho?
Cha akaze bengitshele nkosekatona.
No, I was not informed, my lord.
All right, now let's get into the red Golf. What happened?
Bakuthathileke bakusakuyona ke iGolf 7 ebomvu kwasekwenzekani?
Masifika kule Golf 7 ebomvu kulaba ngibuza khona ukuthi ngihlala kuphi la eThembisa ngihlala nobani.
When we got to the Golf 7, my lord, that's when I was then asked where exactly I was staying in Tembisa and with whom was I staying.
What was your response?
Wathini uma uphendula?
Ngabatshela ukuthi ngihlala la eduzane ngihlala nomalume.
I told them that I was staying nearby and I was staying with my uncle.
Then
Yeah.
proceed.
Bangibuza ukuthi ngingayobakhombisa la ngihlala khona nomalume.
They then wanted to know whether I could show them where I was staying with my uncle.
Proceed.
Ungaqhubeka?
Ngabatshela ukuthi ngingababonisa. La ngihlala
I told
khona
them
nomalume
that
ngohlala komunye uqashe nje komunye umuzi la eduzane.
I told them that yes, I would be able to go and show them where my uncle was staying because he was just renting nearby.
Were you staying with your uncle in one shack or in different shacks?
Ingabe nomalume nanihlala emkhukhwini owodwa noma ke emkhukhwini yahlukile?
Sahlala emkhukhwini owodwa.
In one shack.
Then from there where you were asked, so you eventually proceeded to the place where you said you were staying at.
Nase ukusuka lapho ke niyahamba ke manje niya la owabatshela ukuthi uhlala khona.
Yebo ngaba sahamba sala engangihlala khona.
Yes, we then went to where I was staying.
How did you go there? Using a vehicle or you were walking?
Nanihamba ngenyawo noma naya ngemoto.
Kwasetshenziswa imoto lesikhathi iGolf 7 imile lapha ya ezinye imoto bengibuza imibuza abanye bahamba bathatha imoto bazazi ngeke kudeni imoto zabo bathatha imoto basondela nazo masingene emotweni leGolf 7 ngiyobabonisa la ebehlala khona nomalume imoto zonke zalandela.
Whilst we were standing there at the Golf 7, the others then went to their vehicles because the vehicles were not parked far and then drove closer. So we all got into the vehicles and then we drove to where I had to go and show them.
So you arrived at the place. What happened there?
Uma senifika khona lapho ke kwenzekani?
Masifika siye safika imoto zapaka egate base bengibuza ukuthi ngihlala kuphi ke mina la kule mkhukho ba imngaka nje ngabalayela ukuthi ngihlala kulo mkhukho nesivalo esihlaza.
Upon arrival there, the cars then parked They then wanted to know as to where exactly I was staying there because there were so many shacks. I then told them that I'm staying there in that shack with the green, blue, with that particular, it's the green door.
What is the address of the place where you were renting? Do you still remember?
Uyakhumbula yini ikheli la owawuqashe khona?
Yeah.
Yes,
Please tell the court.
ungalisho.
Vusumuzi section 1818.
It's Vusumuzi section 1818.
Okay. So what happened when you arrived at number 1818 Vusumuzi?
Fikeleke lapho 1818 eVusumuzi section kwasekwenzekani.
Amanye amaphoyisa aye ehla aya kuwo lo mkhukhulo ebengibalayela wona. So mabe fika kuwo babuya bathi abafica ngamuntu.
Some police officers then alighted and went to the shack that I had told them about, and when they came back they said that they didn't find anyone.
What happened then?
Wasekuthini?
Ngoba manje vele ngangivele ngisele nawe emotweni abuya lana ebehambile athi akukho umuntu lapha asengene emotweni bathi asambeni.
Because there were some police officers that I had stayed with in the vehicle. Those that were gone to the shack came back and said there was no one. They got into the vehicles and said, let's go, let's leave.
Where did you go?
Nase niya kuphi?
Bangene emotweni kwahanjwa mangibona ngabona sebengena kwenye indawo kamasipala lapha eThembisa kuthiwa kuseLithabong.
Lithabong. They got into the vehicles. We then traveled, and then I saw them as we were driving. Now driving into this place, a municipal area called Lithabong.
Yes.
Mabefika eLithabong mazima imoto zingene phakathi base bethangehla.
When we drove into that place, the vehicle stopped. I was then instructed to get out.
Yes.
Mangehla mangiqeda bangifaka kwenye indawo ngathi office nyana noma ngaba indawo ngathi ukushita noma yini le ndawo ngiunderstandanga namuthi.
After I alighted, I was then taken into this place that looked like an office. I don't know exactly what kind of a place it was, whether it was a place to change or to do what exactly.
What happened there?
Kwasekwenzekani khona lapho?
Mangifika khona bathi angihlala esitulweni somoya.
Oh, okay. I was then instructed, my lord, to sort of sit on my heels.
Okay, proceed.
Base bethi
Did you sit on your heels?
Wakwenza-ke wena lokho?
yebo ngakwenza.
Yes, I did.
All right, proceed.
Base bethi bazongibuza imibuzo bafuna ngiphendule ngeqiniso lela abalifunayo ngathi mina okay akunankinga.
I was then told that I was going to be asked some questions and that they wanted me to answer honestly. I then said, okay, no problem.
Yes. Who was asking those questions?
Kwakuwubani owayebuza leyo mibuzo leyo?
Kwakuwumhola.
It was Mukhola.
Yes. You said yes, it's okay. You don't have a problem. What happened thereafter?
Kwasekwenzekani emuva kwalokho?
Wase ngibuza uthi ngazini ngokufaka Senzo Meyiwa.
Then asked me, what do I know about Senzo's death?
What was your response?
Waphendula wathini wena?
Ngabatshela athi angazi lutho ngokufaka Senzo Meyiwa.
I told them that I knew nothing about Senzo Meyiwa's death.
Proceed. What happened thereafter?
Kwasekuthini-ke qhubeka?
Kwase kuvela elinye lathi lona linolwazi lonke ukuthi mina iliphi iqhaza engalibambayo ekubulweni kaSenzo nginabanye abafana abakwaButhelezi.
Then another police officer appeared and said that, that police officer said that he or she knew exactly as to which role or what role I played in the killing of Senzo Meyiwa together with some other guys from the Buthelezi clan.
What was your response?
Waphendula wathini wena kulokho?
Ngabatshela athi angazi lutho ngokufaka Senzo.
I told them that I knew nothing about Senzo's death.
Then what happened thereafter?
Kwasekwenzekani?
Laphinde lathi ngingazobenza isilima ngoba bona banolwazi olupheleleyo.
then responded and said that I should not take them for fools because they had full knowledge.
Yes.
Yebo.
mangitshena futhi ukuthi mangibatshena futhi angazilutho kula elingikhrepa khona ngonyawo la enyaweni lingishaya ngonyawo since ngihlele esitulweni somoya kanje imali ngishaya ngonyawo ngiye ngalahleka phansi.
That's where then, as I said, that I knew nothing about Senzo's death, and then I sort of tricked me, as I said, that I was sitting on my heels, and he sort of got his foot underneath my feet, and then I fell.
Okay. What happened?
Lesikhathi mangihlala phansi la bangikhahlela khona abanye omunye base ethatha iplastic futhi waphinde wangithayita ngalo la ebusweni.
That as I was now on the ground, others kicked me, and the other one took a plastic and tightened it on my face.
Yes.
Belokhu beqhubeka bengibuza ukuthi ngazini ngokufaka Senzo.
They kept on asking me as to what is it that I knew about Senzo's death.
What was your response then?
Waphendula wathini wena?
Ngabatshela ukuthi angazilutho ngokufaka Senzo.
I told them that I knew nothing about Senzo's death.
Okay. Proceed.
Mabeqhubeka lokhu benza lonto le ukungifaka iplastic kula ngicine khona sengize ngichamela khona ke.
As they continued doing that and then also putting the plastic around my face, that's where I ended up urinating on myself.
Okay. Proceed.
Qhubeka.
Baqhubeka belokhu bengishuphile emva kwesikhathi baze bangiyeka.
They carried on tubing me, and after some while they stopped.
Were you assaulted?
Bakshaya.
Babengikhahlele.
Yes, they were kicking me.
Okay. What sort of a trouser were you wearing
Wawugqoke ibhulukwe
at
elinjani
that time?
ngaleso sikhathi leso?
Ngigqoke uBrandwood sky blue.
Sky blue Brandwood.
Yeah. Then
Yeah.
what happened after?
Kwase kwenzekani emuva kwalokho?
Emva kwesikhathi mase bengiyekile baphumela phandle abanye base bebuya bethi asambeni.
After a while, after having stopped, others went out. They then came back and said, let's leave.
Yes, where? To where?
Niye kuphi?
Akaze beze besho. Omunye wangiphakamisa ngazo insimbi vele ngoba ngilokhu ngilele phansi wangiphakamisa ngazo insimbi wangibamba ngangiphakamisa ngazo insimbi.
They never said as to where we should go. One of them used the very same handcuffs because I was lying on the floor, used the handcuffs to pick me up.
Did you sustain any injuries on your wrists?
Lana ke ezandleni ukhona walimala yini noma khona ukulimala wakuthola la ezandleni?
Yebo lezandleni namanje mawusengabuka ngisenomzikiziki yakhona ngalesikhathi engangishawa ngaso. Namanje nansi yebo.
Yes, I did sustain some injuries. The witness is also pointing on his wrist and says that it's still visible even now.
So after you said after a while they came back and they said you must leave. Where did you go?
Ushilo ke ukuthi base bebuya ke la babephumile ngaphandle bathi asambeni ngabe nahamba naya kuphi?
La ngabona sesibuyela la ebehlala khona nomalume futhi kulela jalidi.
I saw us going back to where I was staying with my uncle, to the same premises.
Yes, what happened there?
Yebo base kwenzekani khona lapho?
Masifika khona baye bakhahlela umnyango lamaphoyisa umnyango wavuleka bangena ngaphakathi.
Upon arrival there, the police officers kicked the door opened and they went inside.
Yeah.
Yebo.
Basesha ke lapha endlini.
They searched inside the house.
When they kicked the door, where were you? Were you in the vehicle of the police officers or you were also in the yard?
Ngathi ke bekhahlela isicapha leso wawukuphi wona ke awusemotweni yamaphoyisa noma wawunabo kuleyo ndawo leyo babekuyona bekhahlela isicapha?
Babengene nami mabefike bekhahlela isicapha.
They went in with me when they kicked the door open.
Okay. They proceeded to search. Who was searching your shack?
Uthi ke basesha ke kwakuwubani noma kwakuwubani ababesesha?
Excuse.
Kwawubuthelezi omnareki omaphumulo
Uthelezi,
Jonathan
Unareng, Maphumulo, Jonathan.
babe baningi.
There were many of them.
Okay. Was immediately after they kicked in the door of the shack, they entered the shack, they started to search. Where were you?
Ngathi ke bekhahlela isicapha usicapha sivuleka ke base beyasesha ke wawukuphi wena?
ngoba mabekhahlela isicapha ngangimnami eminyango ngimnama yamaphoyisa so mabeqalisa ukusesha elinye iphoyisa liyela ngiphushela phakathi ngendluzulu.
I was standing there with the other police officers as they kicked the door open, and then when they started to search, one police officer forcefully pushed me inside.
Then that means they carried on to search what happened thereafter.
Kwasekwenzekani ke emuva kokuthi beseshile?
bathi mabeqeda ukusesha basebethi asambeni sibuyele emotweni.
After they were finished searching, they then said, let's go back to the vehicles.
Was there anything illegal that was found when they were conducting the search?
Ngathi ke besesha kukhona yini okungekho emthethweni okwatholakala khona lapho?
Cha konsekatola azayibone lutho mina.
No, my lord, I saw nothing.
It's the evidence of Buthelezi that a plastic bag was found containing ammunition.
Kubufakazi ke bukamaphumulo ne? Bukabuthelezi sorry. Ukuthi ke bathola ke iplastic khona lapho ke eyayineyinhlamvu.
Manga lawo aqunywa uButhelezi konsekatola.
Those were lies that were told by Buthelezi, my lord.
All right, then you were ordered to go out. Where did you go?
Uthi ke base bethi ke aniphumeke naphuma lapho naseniyaphi?
Sithema sifika emotweni mangithi ngena bethi angene emotweni mangena emotweni elinye iphoyisa lathi angisazi uKenneth Bani lo yasibongo sakhe wathi angeke sambe nalomuntu lo ibhluku elimanzi kanje.
As I was about to get into the vehicle, my lord, one police officer, I can't remember who that colonel was, said that we cannot go with this person when his pants are wet like this.
Then what happened thereafter?
Kwasekwenzekani?
Base bethi angihambe ngiyobabonisa elami ibhluku.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. Proceed. I wanted to ask, when he said they cannot live with you with the wet pants, what happened thereafter?
Busaqhubeka busathini?
Base bethi angihambe ngiyobabonisa elami ibhluku lezi abahle lapha ngafike ngababonisa elami ibhluku uthi nani. Bathi angibabonise nama andam ngababonisa ngathi nawo.
They then said, let us go back. I should point out my pants among those clothes as well as my underwear. I then did that.
All right. So you changed the pants. Was it the only thing that you changed?
Washington, look a lot.
Bangumula ibhluku, bangumula ianda. Bangqokisa ianda baphinde bangqokisa ibhluku, my lord.
It was my pants that they took off as well as my underwear. Then my underwear was put on as well as a pants.
So the shoes, did they change anything?
Icathulo?
Necathulo bathi angigqoke icathulo evalekile.
As well as with shoes, they ordered me or told me to wear sort of like shoes, say like formal shoes. Evalekile noma icathulo nje noma amateki muthe evalekile.
Kwakuzicathulo.
It was shoes, like informal shoes.
All right. So you changed all that. What happened thereafter?
Uma usukushintshile konke lokho kwasekwenzekani?
Sase siyahamba bangibuyisele emotweni base beya driver ke.
I was taken back to the vehicle and then they drove.
To where?
Ukuya kuphi?
Ngabona sesingena eFosforus.
I just saw when we entered Phosphorus.
Before you enter Phosphorus, there is evidence by Sergeant Mkhole that you went to Tembisa Hostel.
Ngaphambi nje kokuthi niyeke eFosphorus kunobufakazi khona la enkantolo bakhe umkhula ukuthi ke naya ehostel eTembisa.
Cha, akaze siye hostel yaseTembisa.
No, we never went to a hostel in Tembisa.
So is it your evidence that after you left your place of abode, you went straight to, you saw yourself at Phosphorus.
Uthi wena uma senihamba nisuka ke lapho ohlala khona wabona nje sengene Phosphorus.
Nkosi kaTolo ngabona sizingene Phosphorus akukho futhi esama khona mase isuka lapha endlini saya straight laba abafike bangena khona lapha kumasipala wase Phosphorus.
My lord, from where I was staying, we didn't stop anywhere. I just saw us going straight to Phosphorus, that is now at the municipality there in Phosphorus.
What happened there?
Kwenzekani ke lapho?
Bangifika khona baphinde bangehlisa futhi.
Upon arrival there, I was then made to alight again.
Okay. What happened?
Baphinde bangibuza ukuthi namanje ngisalibele ngiphika ukuthi khona engikwaziyo ngokufa kaSenzo na.
They asked me again, are you still denying that you know anything or you don't know anything about Senzo's death?
What was your response?
Waphendula usuthini ke wena?
Ngabatshela ngathi angazilutho ukufa kaSenzo.
I informed them that I knew nothing about Senzo's death.
There's evidence by Sergeant Mhola that when you were still at Tembisa, you were saying something which she regarded it as some kind of admission. What is your take on that?
Kunento ekhulunywe uSergeant Mhola la enkantolo ukuthi inkathi nisesethembisa ke kukhona lokho wakusho yena ke athi uma ekulalela wathatha ke ukuthi ke ukuvuma khona ke okuvumayo uthini uma uphendula kuloko?
Cha akukho engakuvumayo.
No, there's nothing that I admitted to.
Any persons, according to Sergeant Mukhane, that you found at Tembisa Hostel, where they took you to with the purpose of looking for a firearm. Do you know anything about that?
Any persons?
In Tembisa Hostel, when they left his place of abode, they went to Tembisa Hostel and spoke to certain people relating to a firearm.
Theke mase niphuma ke khona lapho eThembisa ke kwanabantu ke abathize ekwakhulumisana nabo ke khona lapho malokana nolwazi ke nesibhamu.
Cha abekho.
No, there were none.
All right, let's quickly go back to Phosphorus. You said you alighted at Phosphorus municipality area. They ask you still deny having involved yourself in the killing of Senzo Meyiwa. You denied that. What happened thereafter?
Ushilo ke ukuthi bathi ke ehla ke khona lapha eFoslo bakubuza futhi ke usathu lokuphika njalo ukuthi awazi lutho wathi wena awazi lutho kwase kwenzekani ke emuva kwalokho?
Baqhubeka bangishupha.
They carried on tubing me.
Then till proceed.
Qhubeka.
Kuthe besangishupha bengikhahlela kanjalo kwavela omunye ubaba engimazi emva kwesikhathi nawo ukuthi ugininde.
As they were tubing me and then also assaulting me, and then after some time a certain gentleman appeared who later on became known to me as Gininda.
Yeah, what happened?
Yebo.
Baye bama ukungishaka leso sikhathi mayefika ugininde.
When Gininda arrived, they stopped assaulting me.
Yes.
So
uye wababizela eceleni bathi ukuba nemhlangano wabo eceleni.
He called them.
Babo mara abanye basala bebheke mina.
He called them aside and then they had a meeting in their numbers there or in their majority, but some of them remained with me.
All right. After the meeting, what happened?
Emuva komhlangano kwasekwenzekani?
Wabuya uGininda la ezongibuza ukuthi ngazi ngokufa kaSenzo.
Gininda came back and asked me, "What do you know about Senzo's death?"
Yes, what was your response?
Waphendula wathini?
Ngamtshela ukuthi angazi lutho ukufa kaSenzo.
I told him that I knew nothing about Senzo's death.
Was it the only thing he asked you? Is there anything further?
Yiloko kuphela akubuza kwani namakhono kunye.
Naye waphinda wathi unolwazi lokuthi mina nginesandla ekufeni kaSenzo.
He further said that he had information or knowledge that I had a hand in Senzo's death.
What was your response?
Wasuphendula uthini wena?
ngamtshela ngathi ngiyacela ukuthi ungithembe kulento engishoyo angazi lutho ngokufa kaSenzo labantu akuloku bengithathe emini bengishaba ngibuza indaba kaSenzo angazi lutho indaba ngokufa kaSenzo.
I then said to him, please, requesting you that these people took me. It was still during the day when they took me. They kept on assaulting me and saying that I knew something about Senzo's death, and I've been telling them that I know nothing about Senzo's death.
But according to Brigadier Kininda's evidence in this court is that you saying something in relation to admission
Kodwa-ke
of your involvement.
Kodwa-ke ngokubufakazi bakhe uBrigadier Kininda kuyona le nkantolo lena uthe mayitshela le nkantolo wathi wena-ke kuloko wakusho kuwena-ke kwakuwukuvuma ukuthi-ke khona-ke okwaziyo mayelana nokushona kwakhe uSenzo.
Cha akazi akukho engakuvumayo.
No.
Nginamanga la.
No, I admitted to nothing, my lord. He was telling lies with regards to that.
Were any rights explained to you by Brigadier Kininda or Sergeant Mkhole at any given stage?
Ngaba sikhona yini isigaba la khona-ke uBrigadier Kininda noma-ke yena-ke uSergeant Mkhola akuchazela khona-ke ngamalungelo akho onawo?
Cha.
No.
All right. Take us to immediately after you interacted with Brigadier Kininda. What happened thereafter?
Emuva kokuthi-ke manje usuxoxisene-ke ukhulumile naye uBrigadier Kininda kwasekwenzekani?
Bayilokho eqhubeke ngibuza ungitshela ukuthi vele kudala esebenza ngabantu abafana nami ngizokhuluma iqiniso.
As he went on asking me, he also said to me that he has been working with people like me. In the end, I will tell him the truth.
Okay.
Or eventually tell him the truth.
Can you estimate how long did you interact with Brigadier Kininda?
Ungasho ukuthi kwaba isikhathi esingakanani uxoxisana kwakho naye uBrigadier Kininda?
Noma ngingakhumbuli ukuthi ngaba isikhathi esingakanani kodwa mhlawumbe boma 30 minutes or ngaphansi.
Although I can't remember specifically as to how long it took, about 30 minutes or less.
So eventually, during that interaction, you never made any admissions or a confession to the killing of Senzo Meyiwa.
Kodwa-ke ngaleso sikhathi leso-ke sokukhulumisana kwakho naye-ke awukazi uvume lutho noma-ke ugonyuluke mayelana nako ukushona kwakhe uSenzo.
Cha angaze ngivume lutho.
No, I never admitted to anything.
Akukho ukugonyuluke ngayo ngakwenza.
I did not make any confession.
There's something that Brigadier Kininda said. I think that was also said, not in different ways, by Kininda, Brigadier Kininda. He said, I was waiting for this moment to come. I wanted to offload this burden. Do you know anything about that?
Khona kunye-ke okushiwo uyena-ke uBrigadier Kininda lana ukuthi-ke wathi-ke kade ngilindele leli thuba leli-ke kade lo mthwalo lona ngifuna ukuthi-ke ngiwususeke emahlombe ami. Khona okwaziyo mayelana nalokho?
Cha akukho mayelana engikwaziyo mayelana nalokho angazange ngize ngikhulume njalo.
No, my lord, I know nothing with regards to that. I've never said such a thing.
All right. After that, where did you go? After the interaction with Brigadier Kininda, where did you go? Sorry. Oh, my lord, they are just. May we adjourn for a short. May we take a short adjournment.
What's the time, Mr. Zanda?
It's 11:15, my lord.
Okay, we come back at 1:30 then.
Really, thank you very much for watching this video to the end. Please do not forget to like it, subscribe for my channel if you haven't done so yet. I love you, family. Thank you. Bye.